So I feel a little bit bad right now. I was in Planetside and we were in the middle of a firefight with my squad. And I had to abandon them because this is the only time of day that I have where I can record in peace because one, it's quiet, and two, it doesn't feel like an everlasting summer outside. It can get pretty hot here. Right now it's actually pretty cool and it's quiet. There's a few birds waking up and stuff, but that's alright. Hey guys, it's Squall, and this is part 5 of Everlasting Summer. I went to the clubhouse. Indeed, from the map I decided to go to the clubhouse here. To tell the truth, I never really liked extracurricular activities. Same. At school I used to find any excuse to skip extra classes. At university I had no interest in participating in the student council. I wasn't interested in boxing, air modeling, or suing. You weren't interested in suing? Homeboy, what's wrong with you? So I came here just to check off the box. Huh. Nobody was there. I found myself in something like a hut of a junior robot enthusiast. You know. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered everywhere. Chips, and on the table proudly stood an oscillograph. I heard voices from another room, and then 2 pioneers appeared. Huh. One was electronic, the other one I didn't know. Hi, Semyon. Been expecting you. It seems he knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting me? Well, of course, because you came to sign up to our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. And this is Shurik. He's in charge here. I assume there's only 2 of you in the club? Well, you can say that it's 3 now. I have no interest in joining this club. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered his hand. His face was somewhat familiar, right? He does sort of look like someone. Welcome to the club. Oh dear. Yep. Now I'll show you around. Make yourself at home. I should have went to the musical club thing. Guys, I just wanted to. We're always welcoming new members. Well, by the looks of it, you're always failing. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. It's amazing, I even remembered the words. In the 1st grade, I had a textbook with the lyrics in the back. No, I just wanted you to sign my checklist. Yep, you sign up to the club, we'll sign your checklist. I don't like you. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long and boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. Okay, I'm joining. I looked back and saw Slavia. Semyon, I hope they're not giving you any trouble. She narrowed her eyes, looking at the future of the motherland's robotics industry. I know these 2, they can't. Oh, she's not part of the group. I'm not joining then. Well, you know, actually, I just need to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem, give it to me. You are part of the... I'm confused. Slavia took the paper and marched up to Shurik. Oh, okay. Sign it! Hold on, we're not done yet. You're done. Sign it now. She gave Shurik such a threatening look that it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some squiggles on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, then I moved on in a mellow mood. Okay, I like music, why not? The music club, a small 1-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. I opened the door and entered without hesitation. There were enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitars, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from, but suddenly I heard a crawling sound coming from underneath the piano. Oh, is this gonna be the... Yeah. A girl. Seems like she was looking for something. She was standing on all fours in such a suggestive pose that I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Ah, who's there? Oh dear, that must have hurt. That startled even me. She tried to stand up, but the bottom of the piano prevented her from doing so. Ouch. She struggled out. Sorry, I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here. Yes. My name is Miku. Huh. She looks... No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her when he was building... Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there. Or a dam. Or a bridge. Whatever. She was talking so fast she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Semyon. Great. Want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it will be two of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, but then I forgot about it. Same. Since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn. Same. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really. Oh, it's okay. I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example. How about a violin? I know it all, honestly. There was no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure, give it to me. Be sure to come around. I sing too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs, or maybe if you're not into that, something more contemporary? Sure. Thanks, gotta go now. Are these Huh, of course. Come anytime. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that, doesn't she kind of look like a girl from an anime that has that same hair? And isn't her name also Miku? Am I imagining it? Or is that an actual thing? The end of her sentence stayed inside. It might be nice to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company... Oh, hi. I turned to leave and came face to face with Elisa. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yes. Then move it! Elisa went inside and I hurried to leave the place. Okay. Was it the library first or the infirmary? I guess I'll just go with the infirmary. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual. But I just have to visit it. I entered. Oh, it's nice looking in here. A common infirmary, like my school doctor's room. Oh. A middle-aged woman sat at the table. Obviously, she was a nurse. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continued to write something. I just noticed the music. Well, hello, pioneer, said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please. I looked around the room. On the couch. I sat down. Excuse you? She said all of it with an even tone. What for? To inspect, to escalate, to check on your health, you know. By the way, my name is Violetta? These names. Violetta. Oh, but you can call me Viola. She turned to me. What are you waiting for? Strip. But I have no health issues. I've got this. I feel not safe. I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. But then someone knocked on the door. Thank you. The nurse answered it unwillingly. I don't like the way she's looking at me, or maybe I do. I'm not entirely sure. Come in. In a moment, the door opened widely and Electronic rushed inside. Hello. I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course. I'm okay, but Olga Dmitrievna... There was a massive bruise under Electronic's eyes. I doubt that this could be a football injury. Yeah. Sit down. I'll have a look, she said to him. And you, pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately, Pioneer. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. That nurse is surely something else. Yeah, let's go somewhere where it's safe. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. So I'd better hurry up with this checkpoint. As I stepped inside, a memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner and looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many, or why I couldn't take some with me. The notion of collective property was something my mind hadn't grasped yet at that age. However, back then the whole concept of property was pretty hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now, while I was standing in this particular camp where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. Oh, I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully, I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then... I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man, with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering, is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, the absolute claim of the will to live, and furthermore, it is also the reason the man owes nature his death and thinks with anxiety of this depth. Is this not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, we always exist, from time to time paying with death for our birth. We always exist and alternately bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither of both can pass us without some effect. That is a result of our stated will to live. Thus, the fear of death, which is in spite of all the miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive. But just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction, by any chance is the girl up yet? No? Okay. This attraction itself may be seen objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live, in its affirmation, how gentle and tender it is. Oh, there's more. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure, and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Oh, thank you so much. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. I wonder if that was a hint for the plot. What a nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. It was Elena. Oh, that makes sense. Oh. Hi. I smiled. Hi, I just wanted to return a book. She had the copy of Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Xenia is sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. Hi. I turned around in surprise to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind her table. What is it you wanted? I needed you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her to return her book. I thanked Xenia and went out. ... Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga Dmitrievna and give it to her. She was sitting in front of her cabin, reading a book. Doesn't look like a good role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fiery speeches at the lineup, scolding Uliana, and getting involved into my moral, physical, and ideological growth. Here, I offered her my checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at the signatures. Great, I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect. So did you meet our nurse? Oh, yes, I met her. Yes. For some reason, her questions sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't. I need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course, sure. Right, it's time to go to dinner. How long was I out? About time. I was getting hungry. I'm pretty hungry too, man. I headed to the canteen together with Olga Dmitrievna. I looked at the sky and noticed that the sun was already setting. On the porch stood Elisa, Electronic, Uliana, and Slavia. Lit squad. As we came up, I heard what they were talking about. And never call me Vache again, or you'll get another one. Oh, okay. I didn't call you that. You're hearing things. He did. I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was in the bushes. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Come on, you guys, stop it. So it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier today. The nurse did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Olga Dmitrievna came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Elisa and Cheeskov. I didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Right, dinner time. Oh, here we go again. I entered last. There weren't too many free seats. There were few free chairs. I feel like there's words missing. There were few free chairs near Elisa across the canteen, but I'd seen her starve for a week or two than risk my head near her. There was also a seat near Uliana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese whatever crawls, Great job. Cuisine, you moron. Finally, a free chair near Miku. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh yeah, sure. No, I don't mind. Yes, you can sit here. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat and chicken? I don't like chicken. Well, no, not that I don't like it. But if you'd ask me, what would I prefer? I'd say stroganoff beef or ragout? No, maybe just a hamburger or a rump steak. Do you like rump steak? I'm not that picky about my food. And that's the simple truth. Oh, is that so? But the desserts, they aren't really good here. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I just love 48 Kopecks and Leningradovsky. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Okay. Maybe you like Eskimo better? Dinner was starting to get on my nerves, thanks to such company. She's not that bad. And I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them. Even her. We're at the same table after all. You know, I once bought a waffle cone and started eating, and then you know what? I found a screw there, a real screw. Can you imagine that? Or was it a bolt? I don't really know. Screws are those that you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts are those that you turn with a wrench, yes? If there was a speed eating contest going on, it would probably be in the top 3 winners by now. Right, I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed inside. That's rude. Miki was saying something, but her words were drawn by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. I went out and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I just sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day, kids laughing and yelling happily, fooling and running around, constant chatter, games going on, and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of day were swapped for silence, only now and then broken by crickets chirping or a night bird. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things, maybe a ghost, or a spirit of the forest, or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That is how it looked last night, and now. The locals followed the routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was electronic. Let's go play cards. Why are you putting romantic music when this guy comes out? I'm not into him. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game, a good one. Good? Like how? Well, first we got to find the cards, then I'll tell you. Then go find them, what's the problem? Only Olga Dmitrievna has them and she won't give them to me. Then I ain't doing it, homeboy. Why so? Well, the last time when Olga Dmitrievna and Slavia came out onto the porch. Olga Dmitrievna, Semyon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? Well, I assume for playing. We invented a new game. Not we, you did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest, we'll go fetch them together, Olga Dmitrievna. Yeah, I'm antisocial, but I'm not that antisocial. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered. The card's in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just down this road. Let's go. We reached a cabin that in fact looked more like a trailer. She gets a trailer? Just wait here a minute. I'll be back. It took her just a few seconds to come back. There. She showed me a deck of pretty worn out cards. These must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happened to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Let's go. Oh, okay. If I had gone by myself, I could have sneaked in. Okay, I got it. On our way back, I decided to try and find out about something. How long have you been here? In this camp? About a week. I see. And where did you come from? I'm from the north. That is... the cold north. She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even the most innocent of questions. I tried to approach from another angle. And what do you like? What do you mean? Well, your hobbies. Oh, I like nature. Strange. She's not very talkative today for some reason. Nature? I see. Want to become a natural historian? More like a normal historian. I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals she was the only one who had nothing to hide. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone enough to tell? I tried testing the waters. And why did you choose this camp? I didn't. My parents got a voucher for me from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose, it's nice here. I don't think I would choose some other place if I could. Here it's like you are becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. What do you mean, another person? It's just that there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new interesting people here. Now she started to sound like our chief, which raised a red flag for me. I decided to stop with the questions, for now. When we came back, Olga Dmitrievna told Slavia, I just remembered that the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good, good. Slavia and Olga Dmitrievna went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Elisa. Her gaze sent a shiver down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Yes. Something's wrong with that? Nope. Nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? A little? I couldn't figure out what she wanted. Dirac, card game popular in USSR, similar to President. So only Dirac, and that's it? As if you're a poker star. Well, yes, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because. So you know the rules? Of course. Well, then you'll have the upper hand. I couldn't see why we would go on talking and motion towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? I don't want any trouble. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? I've never gave back the keys, did I? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome. I agreed calmly. So, are you afraid? Little bit? No, I'm not. I'm not on bets when I don't like my chances. And you're not big on taking risks too. Such an astute observation. I'm impressed. Right. Then No, you're not. Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bet. If you won't bet with me, I'll tell everyone that you Oh really? Oh really? It's gonna be like that, huh? Gonna be like that. I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. What? No one will believe you. You heard me. I could imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I've been here less than 2 days. Besides, want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again? I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. What? Why? Why? So you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it? If that's how you want to look at it. No, that's simply how it is. Not a simple decision. On the one hand, it was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. Then again, can I even trust her? She can do it even if I win. So have you made a decision? Please don't leave it up to me. Thank you. I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came around from behind. What? Nothing. Lena hurried inside. She heard, right? She totally heard. That was too random for it to be for nothing. She totally heard, right? What do I do? Bet with Elisa, do not bet with Elisa. Okay, if I bet with her and lose, I still got Lena to back me up. If I don't bet with her and she goes off and tells people lies, I still got Lena to back me up. But I feel like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, Squally. Don't bet. But I have to. But no. No, yes, no, yes, no. We're going with no. No, I'm not going to participate in your shady business. Ha! Sorry about that. You wuss. You witch! She shrugged and went up the stairs. Before she went inside, she flung at me. Prepare to face the consequences. Consequences? What if I made the wrong decision? After all, she can really complicate things for me here. On the other hand, I just couldn't allow myself to be pulled into something so reckless. I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door. Inside, everything was ready. A few pioneers stood here and there chatting. The tables were moved out of the way to make room for players and spectators. I looked around. Something was going on in the far corner. When I came closer, I saw a large piece of paper with a diagram drawn on it. Oh, a tournament. My name was among the players. Is that me? And who came up with all of this? What do you think? I patted Electronic, who was standing near. Well, of course, it was your most humble servant. He bowed to me jokingly. This made me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. And why in the world am I among the players then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago I thought I still had a slim chance to evade this tournament. Then I wouldn't have to fear Elisa's revenge for not betting with her. But now that hope was gone. It was pure coincidence. Yeah, right, coincidence, except that I was already acquainted with every one of the contestants. While there were a few dozen other pioneers standing in the room, I was seized by anxiety. It's the feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Electronic was just about to answer when Uliana came out of nowhere and started jumping around him. Prizes! Prizes! I heard something about prizes. It's not the winning, but the taking part that counts. Do you know what is the main ethos of the Olympic Games? A what? No? You'll understand when you grow up. She's a tiny one. She made a wry face and jabbed Electronic in the ribs. So what about the prize? Well, I don't know. It's not up to me. He made a helpless gesture. Really? If they came up with this stupid game, at least they could give the winner a chocolate medal or something. Uliana suddenly jumped and raced off to somewhere. I wish I was that optimistic. So what about the rules? Wait a bit. Not everyone is here yet. I looked around the canteen. Alisa, Slavia, Lena, Miku, and Shirik were here. It seems like everyone is here. Not everyone. Senya isn't here. Does he feel uneasy or is it just me? She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead. No, I can't do that, he answered slowly. I decided not to ask exactly why he can't do this. Well, go fetch her or something, I don't know. Oh, he can't go, he's the host of the event. The camp leader appeared as if from nowhere. Yeah, she startled me a bit. But Olga Dmitrievna, Electronic whined. Semyon will go, of course. Right, Semyon? She looked at me and smiled. Of course. Who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet towards the door. Please hurry. What's electronics' problem anyway? Night is coming soon. I was going to take my time, so I slowly paced toward the library. But I found Xenia before I even expected. She was sitting on a bench at the square staring at Genda, who was silent as always. What are you doing here? I'm guessing this is gonna be my thumbnail, so... That'll do. Everyone is looking for you. Sitting here, as you can see. She frowned. Well, let's go. I don't want to. She looked away. Why not? I don't want to. I sat beside her. Listen, I don't like the idea of this contest myself, but we can't let everyone down. I surely didn't sound like myself there. A couple of days ago, I wouldn't even think of saying something like that. I guess the camp does change people. Xenia looked at me with surprise on her face. So everyone is waiting for me? Isn't that exactly what I said? Yes. I won't go anyway. She frowned and hid her face. But why? I gestured with my arms, wondering. I don't know how to play cards. So what? Same problem here. Then how can you play? What, you can only do things that you read about in books or something? Of course. She was surprised. And what if you end up in Antarctica and have to rely on hunting polar bears to survive? Polar bears don't live in Antarctica. Xenia smiled. Doesn't matter, it's just an example. Come on, it's not like someone's life depends on the result. Yours might, homeboy. She took her time to think. I just don't want to let anyone down. Right. I agreed sarcastically. And don't you think anything funny about that? I didn't get what she meant. But anyway, obviously everyone has their weak spots. In a minute, we were both back at the canteen. Everyone looked at electronic. So, he cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of a draw, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out and the next round begins. Since the number of volunteers, he looked at me. Since the number of players is just 8, we'll have only 3 rounds. Is everything clear? The crowd cheered. And what are the prizes? The prizes, what are they? Uliana, cut it out. Slavia stepped forward and tried to catch Uliana. I won't rest until the prize is mine. Seemed like this girl alone had enough energy for a warp jump to Alpha Centauri. Prizes, prizes. She repeated it over and over. Stop it. Slavia tried to reason with her. Electronics seemed to be getting dizzy from all this running around. Let's start already, I said calmly and added to Uliana, or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument got through to her, so she took her place. Slavia followed her, giving me a grateful smile as she passed. You're welcome, I got you. The pioneers finally settled down. And speaking of settling down, I'm gonna leave it right here so we can pick up with the card game in part 6. Let's see if Crazy Girl ruins our life or not. Until next time, thank you. Color coded just to keep